Hello. 4 baby steps to create an effective flow with your daily business tasks. Now, how many of you find that you're scrambling at the end of the day and realizing, I didn't get as much done as I needed to? You had this great list of things to do, but how it's working, it's maybe really not working as effectively as it could be. In order for you to get all those things done, because you have lots of responsibilities. So how do you get also your business responsibilities and your business tasks completed? How do you manage it all? So if you have struggled with this, with time management, with task management, then this is absolutely going to benefit you. It's been a huge time saver for me. So I'm excited to share this with you today. We're going to talk about 4 baby steps to create this effective flow with your daily business tasks. Okay. So if we haven't went before, welcome. I'm Debbie Dunford with David and Debbie Dunford. And my husband and I coach and mentor entrepreneurs to become online marketers and show them how to strategize to attract a constant flow of new prospects, teammates, sales, leads, all those things, and leverage your time so that you can work smarter and not harder, okay, and live that ideal lifestyle that you want. So that's a little bit about us. If you have not before, make sure and follow us on Instagram and on Facebook, our fan page, David and Debbie Dunford. You can look us up both of those places. So make sure and say hi and let me know where you're watching from. David and I are from Utah, so it's nice to come and be with you here today. So what we're going to talk about, like I said, those 4 baby steps really involves something called time blocking. Now, let me know in the discussion if you have ever heard of that term, of the term time blocking. You might even have a little bit of an idea of what that is, maybe not. So let me know what you think, if you've heard of it, first of all, and second of all, what your thoughts are, what you think it might be, okay? What time blocking is not, is it's not a daily mode of operation. Although they can work together very well, but it's not the same thing. So what time blocking is scheduled chunks of time that are designated for specific tasks. So it allows for things such as content batching. As you're going and as you're creating those posts, it allows for that content batching to happen. So you're doing chunks of work at different times and at specified times. And it allows for that organization, right? If rather than the thoughts of, when am I going to get this done? I'm not sure when this is going to happen. Again, things that are in addition to that daily mode of operation, especially project things or extra things. This is perfect for that. When I was first introduced to time blocking, it was introduced to me as something that was, okay, every single minute of every single day is scheduled. And ideally, that's what you want to get to with time blocking because it can be highly effective. Things like your business time, family time, vacation time, personal time, and even flexible time for when things don't quite go right. Because if you're like me, life does not work perfectly. So those are all effective things to put in, but having it be the minute by minute by minute was not effective for me to try and implement all of what time blocking was all at once, and having, like I said, the minute by minute by minute be what I tried to schedule things as. It didn't work for me, so I needed to swap, tweak things, right, and make a swap and do baby steps to implementing those chunks rather than doing the entire thing. So what I did is I looked at it from a perspective of, what might I implement first? What might I implement now? Okay. Rather than, I got to implement the whole thing. I've got to make the whole thing work. Okay. So what are some things that time blocking does for you? Because that's important to know. Like, okay, so what's important about this to me? How's it going to help me, right? So it helps you to take notice of what you're spending your time on during your week, because part of it is looking at the different tasks that you have. So it helps you to take notice of what tasks you're spending time on during your week. It also helps you become aware of what items you spend time on that are ineffective for reaching your business goals. Okay, so you might be spending time on different things that are productive, but it's not going to effectively get you to your goals. And there might be something that you can drop, right? So it's going to help you kind of filter that out and become aware of that. And it also helps you proactively create a schedule that meets your family's needs, right? Even if you're just a family of one, even if and it also meets your business needs. Sorry, so let me say that again to be a little more clear. It meets your family needs, even if you're just, you're you yourself and you are your own family, and it also meets your business needs as well. This was the biggest thing, because I didn't feel like I had time and space for things like when am I going to do this, right? When am I going to get this task done? There's so many tasks in my business. When am I going to get each thing done? So this time blocking helps give you that time and space for your different responsibilities and different tasks that you want to get done. So let me know what you're getting from this so far. And again, let me know as you're joining, just go ahead and say hi so I can come back and respond to you. Okay, so what are some of the baby steps that you might take toward time blocking? These are ones that worked for me. So first of all, it was looking at your calendar and look at the items that were mentioned above, right? Like the family time, the job, things like that. Household responsibilities, vacations, all those different things. Look at your calendar and look at those different items and then determine what you can drop from your list. Even if you don't want to drop it, you can drop it, okay? That's the main thing here. It's looking at priorities. What can I drop even for a short time? What can I sacrifice for a short time? And then it was determining, okay, like either, again, writing it down on whether you're a paper or pencil person, or if you're a like put it in a document kind of person and do kind of that pros and cons list, right? And determine, okay, or maybe the priorities, not the pros and cons necessarily, but the priorities of, okay, what cannot be dropped? Jobs, getting your kids to and from school, their meals, like those are the non-negotiable items in one list. And you can start plugging those things into your calendar, into the different chunks of time that you have. So if you have a 9-to-5 job, that goes plugged into your calendar, right? That's a non-negotiable. Whenever your kids drop off, like when you have to leave the house, when you'll get back, that whole time frame is chunked off as time that you can't change. That task that you can't change or drop. Okay. So start plugging those things in. Okay. So that's the second thing, is to plug in those non-negotiable things. And then the third thing is to look at, okay, so when now will my business happen? Now that I've got those non-negotiable things in, the third thing is to look at when will your business happen? So if that's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 12, or Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 p.m., you get to decide what that's going to look like for you, knowing that you've got your non-negotiables in the calendar. And the other things you might have to move around a little bit, right? And kind of a little pro tip I have for you is talk to your family about it and tell them you're off limits. And of course, everybody's situation is a little bit different. So if you have the latitude to do that, right? Like if you don't have somebody at home that can help you babysit a toddler that you have, or maybe you're a single parent with young children, and so you're kind of it, right? So you may not be able to tell your family you're off limits, but you can work towards that. You can try that. Again, based on your situation, and explain the purpose of your time, the reason you're going to be off limits, right? And what your end goals are, so you can kind of get their buy-in. Okay, so that's the third thing. Again, is like, when's your business going to happen, and kind of get that buy-in. The fourth thing is then to look at the other pieces: family time, household tasks, vacations you want to go on, the different responsibilities that you have. Then start plugging those in. Okay, that's your fourth thing to do, is to then plug in the other things. The other things, the reason we have the business as the first priority after the non-negotiables to plug in is because all those other tasks are going to take up your time, right? They were taking up your time before you started your business. So they're going to take up your time now. But this way, you're going to schedule in that business time first. Okay. And those chunks of time can, like I said, like maybe it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 12, and that's a chunk of time. And then you can determine what you're going to do inside of those chunks of time. And you can create chunks of time for the other responsibilities, right? And it doesn't have to be from this time to this time. You don't have to have chunks all throughout your entire week and every day. Maybe it does work to have those chunks of time rather than from this time to this time, I'm going to create a post. From this time to this time, I'm going to write an email. Rather than that, it's that chunk of time. Well, from 10 to 12 on Mondays is going to be my content creation time. On Wednesdays from 10 to 12, it's going to be my email writing time. On Fridays from 10 to 12, it's going to be looking at the insights on my page and looking at what pieces got engagement, which ones didn't, all those things. Maybe it's looking at your ad if you're running advertising. So there's different, you can just chunk it down into different sections of time and blocks of time. Okay. And eventually you'll want to work up to where you're able to do the full-time blocking, to where you're able to say, okay, it is going to be, I wake up at 7 a.m. From 7 to 7:30, I am exercising. From 7:30 to 8, I'm waking up my kids for school. From 8 to 9, it's kids breakfast and ready for school. And, all those different things. You can get to where you have it that specified, but it doesn't have to be there. That's kind of what you're working towards. These baby steps can eventually get you there. And you're working up to where all the tasks are time specific and detailed on your calendar. But again, over time. So these are the 4 steps, the 4 baby steps to time blocking. And let me know what might work for you. Put in the discussion, yes, if you're going to give this a try and see how it works for you. And I would test it out for a few weeks. Don't just give it 1 week. Give it a few weeks and see how it works for you. But yeah, put in the discussion, yes, if you are going to take action and work on these baby steps. I'd love to hear that. So make sure also, if you have not yet, follow David and I on Facebook and on Instagram. And you can look at us at David and Debbie Dunford. That is our name on both places. So have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you later. Bye.